We need a new generation of spiritual leaders, and we need them now. We are at a turning point in human civilization where the artificial intelligence revolution is going to just explode the technological progress that we're going to see in the coming years and decades. And with this explosion of technological tools, we're going to see huge amounts of change in our society, huge amounts of new power that is going to be available to human beings, godlike powers. The problem is we are not ready as a civilization, as a species, to wield these kinds of powers. Because while we are in the midst of this technological revolution, we are still lagging behind in the consciousness revolution. We need a corresponding consciousness revolution to be able to wield these tools, these immensely powerful technological tools, wield them well and with wisdom. If we're going to show up in the world and confront these and meet the challenge of this age, we're going to have a whole lot more people taking up their role as spiritual leaders in this world. Now, I want to tell you about what that means and what that doesn't mean. What it doesn't mean is we don't need people rising up and starting new religions left and right. We don't need people showing up and creating cults and writing books and thumping them on people's heads. That is not what we need. What we do need is spiritual leadership, not in the form of an authority, not in the form of a church leader or a temple leader or any kind of people up on stages. Yeah, that kind of leadership can be valuable. But the kind of leadership that I am talking about is leadership on every single level, from the top to the very bottom. Whatever place in society that you occupy, you have power. You have the ability to shift and open and change the hearts and minds of the people around you. And that is the kind of leadership that we need. And people at every single level, in all parts of the economy, every job, every corporation, every country, every neighborhood, people waking up, realizing that, the thing that we have been doing this whole time, it isn't working. And to really bring the change that we want into the world, we have to be it. We have to start acting that way. To, as Gandhi said, to be the change in the world. To do that, you don't need to be at the top of the world, changing it from the top down. You need to be at every single level. And that is what I want to bring into the world. I want to help people to rise up into their own spiritual power. Not necessarily to create circles and to teach and to make money as a spiritual leader. That is certainly a path. But more importantly, much more importantly than that, is how do you show up in the relationships in your life? How do you show up in your family? How do you show up at your job? How do you show up at school? How do you show up with strangers? And can you show up with clear eyes, totally in presence, with what is needed in the moment, seeing through the levels of wounding, of shadow, and of confusion that are so often clouding our judgment and clouding our intuition, and speak directly to the heart of people and say, I know what you need. I can see your pain. I can see what it is that needs to happen here, and speak from that truth. When we do that, we cut through all of the logical arguments, all of the emotional defenses, and we get down to the heart of what truly matters, to the root of the issue, the place from which all the other problems of this world, all the arguments, all the grudges, all the desire for achievement, for superiority, for domination, all of these other things, they stem from the heart. They stem from the wounds and the hurt that we have at the core of us. And that's something that we have taken on from the past, from our parents, from their parents, from the cultural pain and difficulty of living, as human beings, as social beings in this world. We are taking all of that debt, all of that pain, all of those burdens, and we're carrying them forward. And if we don't shift, if we don't speak to and address the core of these wounds, then any kind of technology that we create, any kind of social structure or social technologies that we create are going to imitate and reproduce the same wounding from the past, just in different forms. The same level of consciousness is going to reproduce the same result, no matter the circumstances that you put it in. So, in order to really bring a change to the world, we have to change the level of consciousness that the world is operating on. And we do this one individual at a time, one interaction at a time, and also by bringing this kind of conscious presence and wisdom into what we produce. This could be into the movies that we produce, or the books that we write, or the speeches that we give, or even the families that we create. At any level of society, no matter how much power or influence you have, you can be a spiritual leader. And I think that if we are serious about showing up and changing and transforming this world, we need more and more people standing up and owning this obligation, owning this responsibility. And it is a joyous thing, because you can look at any situation, you can look at death in the eye and say, I know what you truly are. I know what you truly, truly are. And I am not afraid. I am here. I love you, because you are me and I am you. And this is the most powerful, the most empowering way to live, the most healing way to walk through this world and interact with other sentient beings. And if this resonates with you, if what I'm saying makes sense, and if it speaks to you, if your blood moves quicker with these words, I want to speak to you. I want to talk with you, because this is the work that I am committing to showing up and helping people rise up into their own spiritual power, into their own spiritual leadership. If this calls to you, reach out to me. You can find a link in the description of this video to my webpage, where you can schedule a free consult to talk to me. If you think that you are ready to take this step, I want to talk to you, because the world needs you. The world needs more people that are able and willing to show up with open hearts and open minds, and to start shifting the way that we act, and the way that we speak, and the way that we see the world at every single level. So if you're ready to take that step, reach out and talk to me. I want to help you do that.